it didn't hit me until I went to my cousin's wedding, and then my uncle that literally like sat down and talked to me. He was like, he owns his own tinning business in Corpus, and then he sat down and was like, man, why haven't you quit?
That's really inspiring.
So it really hit me though is that because for the longest time I didn't want to quit my job. I love making, because the thing is, after a few months or like almost a year later, COVID started. Like people were like okay with it, or allowing customers back in. It hit me where like I was making good money. I was making like I said, I was making like $250 a day extra on top of my work.
That's good.
So I was like I had a little extra money. I would take my kids out and stuff like that. So it was cool. And like, but the thing is, my job was so tiring because I was at a position where I was a lead. So like, if the manager wasn't there, I was the one that's in charge. I had to close the store, open the store, and like, since I lived the closest, if somebody broke in or somebody triggered their alarm, I was the first person that had to get called. So I'm over getting called at 3, 4 in the morning, and then I had to go to work at 10 in the morning. So I'm over back and forth. So there are some days where I literally work, probably open to close, and still stayed a little after because we had a meeting or something. So that interfered with doing the candy. And there's like, let's say you ordered candy for me today, and I had to be at work from 10 to 5. I had to still end up staying till like 9. And like, hey man, I had to get you tomorrow because I don't get home till 11. I don't have no candy on me. It was like a whole bunch of mess. And it, like, and I still deal with it. And my customers and the people I sold to understood. But I felt so bad. I was like, man, I'll still deliver to you. If you're still awake, I'll go to deliver. I was delivering candy at like 12, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning because I felt bad. And so basically what I did was, hey, if you come to my job, I'll keep my candy inside and do it that way.
Right.
And so that's what they did. They're literally, hey man, I'm outside. So I walked to my trunk outside, give them the candy, and that's how I made a few extra money.
The plug.
Literally, and that's that. And for a
plug.
while, that's what they were like telling me. I was like, the candy plug. I was like, man, plugs pull up. I'm like, hey, you pull up to me, I'll give it to you. And they're like, man, sometimes they work like right on the road, so it was convenient for them too. But it didn't hit me until I went to my cousin's wedding, and then my uncle that literally like sat down and talked to me. He was like, he owns his own tinning business in Corpus, and then he sat down and was like, man, why haven't you quit? Like, why don't you quit? I was like, well, I don't want that security of basically having insurance paid and everything there. Like, I have a steady paycheck no matter what. Every other Friday it was getting deposited no matter what. I didn't want to quit. I was like, man, I'm scared. Like, what if they stop buying candy? What if you stop buying my drinks or something? Like, I have no money. But he's like, how do you know that? Like, how do you know you're gonna not make any money? I was like, I don't know. He's like, exactly. And then with him too, he kills at tinting. Like, he can out tint anybody, hook up some badass lights, man, everything. He can do some crazy stuff. And he started like 15 years ago, and he has a nice business, nice house, nice cars, nice trucks. And for him to tell me, he's like, just quit, I was like, you know what? All right, I'll think about it. And then next thing you know, he's like, hey, he has candy in his car. I was like, what? So next thing you know, I had people like at my cousin's wedding. I had people at my cousin's wedding. They're like, man, I think at that wedding I made like $400. Just everybody. I was going in and out, and the security like, what are you doing? I was like, man, I sell candy. You want some? He's like, what kind of candy? He came in the car. He's like, hey, so yeah. He's like, look, I ain't trying to like say I'm selling stuff, but it's my family. And no, you're good. So, because that's the thing. If I'm selling stuff at a certain place, sometimes they charge me money for selling it in their place.
In their place, right.
So it's kind of hard. You got to be friends with them first before you can do anything. So I try to be as nice as I can. I don't try to step on anybody's toes. And since he told me that, I was like, man, you know what? Man, the following, like, think Monday or Tuesday, I was like, hey, I got to put my 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
And ever since I put my 2 weeks in, it's been like straight everything.
Wow.
Just everything. Wow. And I took it, and my girl had been telling me, you need to quit. Like, why don't you quit? Like, you're so tired, you're not sleeping, you're not doing nothing. Like, you need you need to sleep. I was like, I know. I was like, I'll sleep when I die. I was like, I'm not worried about it right now. I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
But I felt like crap every day going to work. And the thing is, like, there were some days at work where I was like making, because I was on commission at hourly. Hourly, I was making like, I think $14 an hour, and like commission, I was probably only making some days like $50. So like the whole day I was probably making $90. So
you made 400 in that day.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, So I took that.
work.
I took that and like whole consideration. I was like, you know what? I don't want it no more. I just told my manager, and I told her like, look, you know why I want to quit, and they understood. They knew I was making money, cause I would like, hey, I want lunch. Like I'll buy lunch some days, and they're like, oh yeah, and then like I had extra stuff. I'm over buying stuff in store, and they realized it too. Like man. And they knew I was quitting. They already knew it was coming. They were like just waiting for it. Cause I would come and I would call them, hey, I'm gonna be an hour late. Cause I slept a little longer. I was like, I'm gonna be an hour late.
Your work behavior started changing.
Yeah. So I was like,
You
man.
went from yes, I'm gonna be the best employee to
No, don't get me wrong. Cause like, man, I'm not gonna say I was the best salesperson, but like even my manager still calls me to this day. It's been almost 8 months since I quit. She calls me. She's like, man, I still have no bad customers say bad about you. Nobody says you did them wrong. I'm like, yeah, I was like, I did what I did. I was good at what I was doing, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't doing it. But now I make other people happy in different ways. So
that's always important to be happy in your career or whatever you do.
And like now it's just, man, like meeting people and like everybody I met. I mean, I appreciate everybody that's helped me out. Like,
yeah.
So there's been a lot of stuff.